Okay, Dr. RJB here. I wanted to talk a little bit about allergies. Um, I have allergies, so I can tell you a lot about this because of me. I can tell you what I've had problems with. I can tell you that my allergies got so bad that I wasn't sure whether I was going to make it. My allergies went into asthma problems. I was having problems with breathing at times. The medications weren't working, and I didn't know what I was going to do. Um, and that's how bad sometimes the allergies can get. The other part where allergies get really uh, a big problem is people who are allergic to certain foods or items in their environment. Let's just say somebody who's allergic to bee sting and they get stung by a bee. Um, Sometimes those people will have their throat close up, they'll have difficulty breathing, and they got to call 911 and get to the emergency room right away so they can reverse the allergy. Or somebody who's, let's say, allergic to peanuts. Um, they have, let's say, uh, uh, a piece of brownie or fudge, and they don't realize that there's some peanuts in there. They go into an allergic reaction, and again, it can be life-threatening. Um, but the usual type of allergy that people are most aware of are the allergies that are caused by environmental allergens. So things like dust, tree pollen, grass pollen, uh, uh, things like that. And most of the time with those, there's a couple of things that you can do. Now, again, I had allergy problems. I had asthma so bad that I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. So I went to my allergist, um, and they did some allergy testing. Um, and I found out that I was allergic to things that made sense once I figured it out what was going on. I had problems when I was going to family parties. Um, I had problem when I stayed over at my aunt's house. I had problems when I would go out jogging, out in the fields. Um, uh, so I didn't know what it was that I was causing a problem. I thought maybe it was a problem with stress or gastro reflux or something. I don't know. But what wound up being okay when I was out in the field, I was around wildflowers and I was around grass and I was around trees. And I'm allergic to certain trees, certain grasses, certain flowers. Um, so those made a lot of sense. When I was over at my aunt's house, because they had a lot of people over, they had to share beds. So they put a, a blanket or a cushion on the floor down in the basement, and that's where I slept. Um, now, what was wrong with that? I'm allergic to dust. And the dustiest place in your house is your basement. Um, you know. Also, I talked about I had problems with, breathing and coughing when I was at family parties. Um, I found out that I was allergic to dogs, and my sister owned a dog. So I would either be allergic at my sister's house, if that's where the party was, or I would be allergic to my sister's clothing from the dog hair and dog dander that would be on her clothing. So basically, I would be exposed to the dog even though the dog wasn't there. Um, so basically, what did they do? Well, the same thing that they would do for any other person who has allergies, they did allergy shots. Um, so doctor, had things made up. They gave me small quantities of the things that I was allergic to, so that over time I could develop a resistance to these products. Um, and then slowly they built up the concentration of those allergens, a little bit more over time, so that slowly I was becoming immune to large quantities of these allergens. And I can tell you that when I started this, I was on 2 different inhalers and medications by mouth, and nothing was working. Today, I have an inhaler that's in the bathroom. I sometimes use it, but for the most part, I don't have to because my allergies have been turned off, and so my asthma is doing much, much better. I still have occasional problems with some sinus issues if the area is real dusty, but in general, I'm fine. I own a dog, and I can tolerate dogs now completely. And that was actually my worst allergy was dog allergy. So it's amazing how good things are compared to how bad they were before. The other thing with allergies is the management of contact. So managing your environments, basically. I have a pillowcase cover that's dustproof. I have a mattress cover that's dustproof. And the reason for that is this. Um, when you have dust that's in the room and you lay down on the mattress or you put your head on the pillow, what happens? You sink in, right? Now you get up, and what happens? They spring back up again. Well, when they do that, they also suck in air. So you can have actually a concentration of dust and dust mites in your pillow and a concentration in the mattress. So these dustproof covers help to prevent those allergens from getting into your face when you're sleeping and help to limit the allergic problems. Also, to control the environment, I have an air filter. So I run this air filter in my bedroom. Again, bedroom is the worst because you're sleeping there for 8 hours with your face in the pillow. So you want that room to be pretty much dust free. So I have an air filter that I run in the room to try to, take care of all the dust and things. And I can tell you when I clean the filter, it's just covered with dust. It definitely is working. Um, so again, environmental control is important. You can take some antihistamines to limit your reaction. Um, like I said, I was on a lot of medication in the past, but if you don't do anything about your contact, it's just not going to work too well. So that the antihistamines are okay. They can make you drowsy, and they're probably okay for somebody who has allergies that are only part of the year. Let's just say you only get your allergies in June. You take your antihistamines then for a couple of weeks. Even if it does make you a little drowsy, you can get through it. But if you have to take it every day for the whole year, I don't know if that's going to work too well. So allergy shots are a much better option. All right, take care, guys.